All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swolio put nuts on they chin. Like Everest and K2 get mountains of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. I'm dropping slappers to hell with an album. Might fuck around and go see Jimmy Fallon. I multiply while you bury your talents. Cause I'm like a hawk when I bury my talents. Guess what I'm saying? I pray on these niggas. There was a day when I'd pray for these niggas. Now I got nothing to say to these niggas. I pray that God does away with these niggas. I keep my friends close, but my enemies closer. My mental is gross, but my verses are kosher. These girls going wild, but I'm not a poacher, so I just keep shining like Elon, I'm solar. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swolio put nuts on they chin. Like Everest and K2 get mountains of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. Gotta make this money, only game I know. I'm the only king, this ain't no Game of Thrones. Everybody wanna be a fucking king until it's time to do what a king does. Everywhere I look, it's just kids and drugs. Everywhere I look, it's just gangs and thugs. Can't tame the guns, can't save our loved ones. I grew my funds and I called the plug. Then I filled my lungs, I don't mess with that new shit. Y'all talking tough, but ain't none of y'all do shit. Y'all chasing money, you want the exposure. Y'all think y'all funny and snake Gucci loafers. I don't give disclaimers, I rap full disclosure. These niggas all think they were born in October. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have stacks on plus stacks when I'm older. Stacks when I'm older. Yeah, stacks when I'm older. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have millions in cash when I'm older. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swolio put nuts on they chin. Like Everest and K2 get mountains of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green.
Swolenormous.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, 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 test, testing, 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 testicles, testing, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 1591 of the Daily Mother, a swell the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because I'm not flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Welcome to Ask Papa Swolio Live, episode 1591. What's going on, fam? This is your episode where we are taking live questions, all of them. Use the hashtag AskPapaSwolio if you want your question featured, and you can drop 7 pillars down below. But, you know, whoever I land on today, if you use the hashtag AskPapaSwolio, everyone wins. If you win today's Swole card, you can get one of these. You can get a nice 7 pillars. Look at that sexy beach. So hashtag 7 pillars, hashtag AskPapaSwolio Live. We'll get right into today's episode. And the floor is yours, everyone. So let's see what's going on in the comments. Just drop a comment down below. What you doing? Would you smash today? Any questions? What topics do you want to start with today? Tomorrow we have an accountability meeting. Tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, fam. Tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. So we'll be live in the private Swole Fam Facebook group for some new releases and for episode 1592. And yeah, we'll get into it. Let's see. Can you work out abs using dumbbells? Sure. Good question. Sure. You can use abs doing dumbbells. You could use abs doing, I do kettlebell stuff, do some Turkish get-ups, your abs are fine. Any kind of resistance that you want to use, it's very arbitrary how you use it, whether you want to use bands or chains or bars or dumbbells, it's pretty irrelevant. It's just resistance. So when it comes to your choice of what you use, that's up to you. Good question. Turkish get-ups are one of the best exercises you can do, really for core and for total body. I really do like using Turkish get-ups for a warm-up, before like a chest day or an upper body day, even for legs. If you're feeling stiff, you're feeling tight, you're feeling a little bit like, immobile, do some Turkish get-ups. Do some Turkish get-ups and they'll get you loose. They'll get you loosey-goosey. Loosey-goosey. So I like doing that. I like doing that really before upper body days are great. If my legs are feeling really stiff, it's good because it mobilizes the whole body and really helps activate your core, especially from that start position. What's up, Holly? Any way of reducing varicose veins without surgery? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. You'd have to ask a surgeon about that. It's only one leg that has them. Not that I'm aware of. I don't know if there's any kind of cure or treatment for that. Unfortunately, I don't have to deal with anything like that right now, but I don't know if there's any kind of naturopathic way to do it. Google will be better for you on that one. I don't have a direct answer. Does anyone else have any varicose vein hacks? We just jump right into it today. Varicose vein hacks. Amias Leo, smashed upper body resistance training and stretching. Very nice. Eric, I have an idea to develop a product. How the hell do I figure out where to start as far as designing or prototyping? You mean like actually something you're going to create? That's a good question. How do I figure out where to start? Google. It's like Ask Papa Swolio is like, Google it. Google. Ask me a question. Google it. Well, I mean, I think one of the things that you can do now, because there's so many great resources online, you could always go on Upwork or Fiverr. There are a lot of people, I'm sure, that contract themselves out for either prototyping things or they act as a liaison between a manufacturing plant or something of that sort. So I'm sure you could probably outsource that. When I say outsource, I mean find someone that has expertise, probably on Upwork or Fiverr. That'd be a good place to start, in my experience or my recommendation. Because you can get law stuff, you can get people that write up legal documents, you can get a lot of things sourced directly to someone who's an expert in that, especially now that everything's digital and people are maybe not going back to work, or maybe their business closed down, or maybe they're working remotely, so they have a job, like they're working for their company or their corporation or another corporation, but they're also doing stuff on Upwork or Fiverr, and then you can actually, they're doing that on the side, kind of like someone who has a job but then does personal training on the side or does some nutrition stuff on the side. I'm seeing a nutritionist on Tuesday. What can I expect? I don't even know. I don't know. I just know I'm working on losing weight and figured it doesn't hurt to see someone. Well, if you're trying to lose weight, they're probably going to tell you to eat less calories because that's how you lose weight. That's how you lose weight, by eating less calories than you utilize. So it depends on, I'm not sure what they're going to tell you. I'm sure every nutritionist out there, including those intuitive eating dietitians and all that bullshit, I'm sure a lot of people have their own, methodology or their own beliefs. I know a lot of people that go see nutritionists, they're usually leaving not satisfied just because of all the stuff that they'll read online or things that relate to an elimination diet. They go to a nutritionist and the nutritionist is trying to push milk and grains down their throat, or if they believe in plant-based more than, and they're averse to red meat, if you're going to be following into any of their ideologies. But it depends on who you see. That's like any kind of personal trainer, right? That's why the industry is so wide open. There's so many problems because it's such a loosely coined term. A nutritionist, well, there's so much individualized nature. As long as the nutritionist, I would say, as long as they actually approach you as an individual, as long as they approach your situation as, okay, Allie Cole and a camera. So I'm assuming Allie, right? So, okay, what's your situation? What are your individual needs? I would definitely hope to hear something about sensitivities and food sensitivities. I mean, all that stuff you could do on your own with an elimination, but a nutritionist will probably be going over the basics at least. Because if you've never seen this person before, they don't know what you know as well. So I'm sure a lot of that at the beginning will be a discussion. Okay, what are you aware of? What have you tried? What's your goals? What's your details? I don't know if a nutritionist will weigh you or do any of that kind of stuff too. So anyone else that has experience with a nutritionist can drop in the comments. Or you could be answering questions on the Procast anytime soon. Oh, we've recorded tons of stuff. There's a lot of extra content. Probably going to be redoing a lot of it. From the first several episodes, we did a lot of bonus content, but kind of got submerged with so much content the last couple of weeks, going through some restructuring with certain types of content. So definitely looking to downsize some types of production. So some things I'm probably going to ditch in terms of where the content's being created or what type of content. I'm not sure, but there's definitely going to be some shifts with what kind of content I'm creating and what focus I want to have. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm working on, deleting or whittling down, but I definitely want to, and where it's going to be posted. So the answer is yes. A lot of the questions that I remember when we first launched the Swolenormous Procast like a few weeks ago or a couple weeks ago, or is it this month? It seems like time goes so fast, but I sent out some Swole texts about, hey, what are your questions? And those were answered. So those might actually get readdressed just because those questions were answered in the context of a couple weeks ago. Some of those questions I think I want to readdress and maybe bring that back. So I'm still deciding how I want to do the bonus content for the Procast. So the answer is yes. One of the best things that you can do is drop questions below on the actual Procast. But whenever I send out those Swole texts, and I'll be updating you all when the next episodes go live and where the bonus content will be and how you can access that and how you can ask those questions. And maybe I'm not sure if it's going to be a live stream or something like that. There's a couple things in the wind that I'm thinking about. American Bricks, when was the last time you had some kind of sweet? Like what? Like fruit? I had fruit yesterday. I had some chocolate earlier today too. Mel, Papa, how do you deal with always being the smartest person in the room? Well, I don't think I'm always in the room. No one else is in my room ever. So I'm always the smartest person. Here's the rule. If you stay in a room by yourself, you're always the smartest person. You're also always the stupidest person too. You just got to go internal with that. You can't let anyone else's opinions or their stubbornness interfere with your shit. So you have to kind of ignore the bullshit, ignore the nonsense. Thank you, KJ. I appreciate the super sticker. I like how it explains it. Let's get some gorillas. Thank you, KJ. Appreciate it. A pear character doing a classic mic drop. Mic drop. Someone asked about a power tower. Power tower is the tower that has a pull-up bar and a dip bar on it. Is it worth paying for a power tower? I guess depends on how much and if you have the ability to do a full pull-up. So when it comes to a power tower, one of the benefits for having a pull-up bar that's that high is that you can hang straight down. I'm not a big fan of the door frame ones. I mean, you do what you can, but if you have a door frame pull-up bar, you have to bend your knees. So what's great about having one that's high enough where you can just do a dead hang, complete straight down. So I have one on the porch. I had bought one when the pandemic actually hit, when it first launched. I bought one for the door frame, but it was too wide. Apparently the door frames that I have available here, because I never had one for the door frame because I was going to the gym, but then everything shut down and we're all at home for a few months. So I bought this one and it was too wide. Apparently the door frames in this place are just stupid. Like they were just small. I don't know why they're so small, but I couldn't find any. So then eventually I got one. I hung it outside from the rafters. So let's see here. Let's see. Ari Chan, Papa Swolio, what type of exercise do you advise for doing in 15 to 20 minutes break 2 to 3 times a day? What type of exercise? So you have 2 or 3 times a day. Now workload here has been crazy, you say. What does that mean? Are you able to, is it some kind of, are you working at home? Are you able to just lift weights? Do you have to shower afterwards? Are you trying not to get too sweaty? I know a lot of people that are working in workplace environments, they have maybe 15, 20 minutes. They can take a couple breaks, but they don't want to sweat through their clothes and then have to go back to work. So I would say mobility. That's why the Swollen 7s are really great inside Swolenormous X. So you have like 7 minutes. You can do 1 or 2 rounds. You could also do the weights. You could also do dumbbells. You could do dumbbells. You could do the bands. You could do mobility. You could do repair. So 15 to 20 minutes, 3 times a day, you can get a lot done. I do that quite frequently. I'm trying to get back into it where I'll set a timer for 5, 7 minutes, for example, or 10 minutes. and I'll just drop down and do stretching. I'll just do mobility for 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. I mean, that's why the Swollen 7 exists, but even just 5 minutes, I'll just set a timer, boom, and just freestyle. So I'll freestyle for five minutes or so. And doing that a few times a day, you get 15, 20 minutes of mobility in throughout the entire day. Now, you can do a full workout in 15 to 20 minutes, but beginning to end, warming up, you could do like 10 minutes of HIIT training and stuff, but it depends on what you have access to. You know, if you're not trying to get sweaty, because usually if you're working at home and you have a big workload, you can just sweat and you can shower, you can rinse off. But if you're at work and you have to change, you know, that takes time. So it depends on, you know, I really got into that habit of really busting out workouts or being efficient. You know, you have everything prepared. As long as you're prepared to do a quick workout, to change your clothes, you wear something underneath, you know, you can definitely prepare for that. You can definitely get it done. Yeah, Ellen, you could do some Swollen 7. Just finishing up some last little bit of coffee. Oh, all right. So let me just remind you. I tried to. By the way, I don't know if I just posted this, but it wouldn't let me update the picture, and it posted the old one. So I didn't do this in the Facebook group yet. Hey, bicep. But tomorrow we have. Thank you. Far too kind. Tomorrow we have our accountability meeting. We got some new releases. So tomorrow, Monday, September 14th, 12 noon Eastern time, we have our weekly accountability meeting. So we'll go over the new releases. We'll talk about some new stuff. We'll do private Q&A. So if you don't get your question answered here today, you're in the Swole fam, you can ask tomorrow. So tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. Remember, if you want to join the Swole fam, head on over to swolenormousx.com. You can join for less than $3 and you can get access to all the private episodes. So that will be tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. Again, tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. Only solo and Swolemundo. Well, not Swolemundo, but the private group. The private Facebook group. How are we doing today? I hope you had a great weekend. Got a lot of stuff going down. Let's see here. What other topics are on your mind? So if you're brand new to the podcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe for live streams every day. A reminder, though, tomorrow will not be live here on the channel. We'll be live inside the private Facebook group, of course, for members only. So Swole fam, that's for you tomorrow. Tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time inside the private group. So we'll be there. A Negri finally made it in time for a stream. About fucking time. A Negri. About fucking time. Let's see here. BB Seal, what up? Tomorrow I got to make my family meal plan for the week. It's hard with a family of 7, but my kids are requesting vegetables, so that's a win. Look at you. That's nice. That's nice. Isn't that a nice feeling? Isn't that a nice feeling when your kids are someone close to you? Someone, maybe it's your mother, maybe it's your husband, your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, someone that you've kind of been like, you know, not on their case, but you've been hoping that they take a better or more control of their fitness. You've been eager for them to jump in. You've been eager for them to start being healthy, and they finally do. And you're like, oh, thank God, you're finally coming around. Thank God. And you want it for their own good, right? You want it for their own good. You want it for their own health, but you want them to want it. It's one thing for you to be like, hey, you need to lose weight. Hey, you should be healthy. Hey, you should not be eating that. You should be making better decisions. And then it's another thing for them to want it or to do it organically. It's a really nice, and not technically, you know, no pun intended with the organic, but it's nice when they finally come around to actually taking control. Can Papa do a backflip? No, I've never tried. So I feel like you've asked me that every single time we do an Ask Papa Swolio, as if that's determining someone's fitness. I feel like I've been asked that. I feel like I've been asked the backflip thing frequently for some reason. I feel like that's been something that's been asked frequently. Do you plan on, Papa Swolio, do you plan on making Swolga in 7? No, that's the mobility. No plan. No, Swolga is the Swolga are the Swolga flows. So there's no intent on making Swolga in 7 because that's just the Swollen 7 mobility. You could do that for the Swollen 7 mobility, but there's no plans specifically for that because that's a strange crossover. That'd be like 7 minutes of Swolga. You could just do 7 minutes of the class, but no intent to actually make a Swolga in 7. But the Swollen 7 with the mobility would be your best bet. But there will be more Swolga classes in the future. In the near future. Usually September. I have to check. We're still in September, right? Usually in September 13th. Okay. So usually in September is like a little bit of usually September is like a little bit of a refocusing. September's a little bit of a cleaning house, making sure that all the content and the direction of the creation of content is in the right place and, cleaning up and patching some holes. There's some stuff that I'm not, certain types of content that I'm going to ditch or refocus on. We're going to be making some shifts with some of the stuff. I've been making some other shifts with where I'm focusing my attention because a lot of stuff is changing. A lot of stuff is changing when it comes to content, and I don't like wasting time. So a lot of where I've been focusing, that's just not bringing any kind of anywhere that I'm getting snubbed or stuffed or limited with in terms of reach. I'm shifting the focus and the type of content that's being created. So you'll continue to see changes always, but September's usually a kind of, before we get to the fuck your resolutions, we're coming up on that season. I know we're in September. It doesn't, could have fooled me. September. Who the fuck knows what day of the week it is? Who knows? There you go. Eric, hey Pop, I found the perfect person on Upwork in like 5 minutes who has all the skills I need. $75 an hour though. Well, you can choose what you want. So if you don't want to do an hourly, you can do it by the project. And plus, by the way, if they say 75 an hour, it doesn't mean that you have to hire them for 75. If people ask 75 and you say, hey, I can only do 50, are they going to do 50? Or you're going to have, hey, $300 to give me a prototype for X, Y, and Z. How many revisions? You can just, you can also post a job. You don't have to look for someone. You could also post what you want and the price that you're willing to pay, and then people will bid for your job, essentially. There's a lot of different options. And don't forget there's Fiverr and there's other places too, I'm sure. Ryojin, my first stream of the week, my husband herniated a disc in his back last Sunday. Holy shit. Ouch. It's been tough getting him back on his feet. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. Back problems are the worst. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Allison, I can't wait for October, November so it gets colder. What do you guys think? Do you think the whole corona stuff, is going to get worse? Do you think it's like really going to go off the charts? Do you think it's going to get bad, or do you think it's just a political thing? You think they're just leveraging the corona stuff until the election's over and then people are just going to forget it exists? Remember, fam, if you protest, you can't get COVID. That's the rule, apparently. Hey, COVID's only a thing unless you protest, and then it's fine. You can't get it. You can't get it if you have the right, if you're chanting the right stuff, you can't get sick, apparently. Apparently you're impervious. Patrick, can you do the awareness exercise a good substitute for a week or so? Your question, Patrick, can you do the awareness exercises a good substitute for a week or so? Are you asking for someone else? Or are you commenting on someone else's post? The awareness exercise, I'm just going to answer this in case you were asking me, but the awareness exercise, or the awareness workouts, or the awareness weeks, or the primer weeks, those can always be used as a ramp up or a deloading for like a slingshot week when you want to bring back or tone down the intensity. If you need a little bit more repair, those are great workouts for that. Onegiri, YouTube recommended your old video on Sour Patch Kids to me recently. What's your opinion on it now? Oh, I've gone over that thousands of times. I haven't eaten Sour Patch Kids since like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know why YouTube doesn't recommend any of my videos except the ones that are ancient, apparently. I don't know. YouTube doesn't give me any fucking love. I'm over it. I'm over it. I've completely stopped wondering what YouTube is trying to do except stifle my reach on all my videos. No matter what I post, no matter how I word it, no one sees my shit. So I could not speak for YouTube and why they show you whatever they show you. They're like, hey, look, he made this 4 years ago or 5 years ago. It's like, well, why don't you show anyone the fucking one I made yesterday? That would be sweet. That would be cool. Thank you. Do I have special treats coming up for the holiday? Put your cookie down special.
Who told you can eat my cookies?
Special treats for what? Like for releases or special treats like... What kind of treats? What kind of treats you want? Before you created Swolenormous, did you ever feel lost or exhausted professionally? Oh, sure. I was burned out from personal training for like a decade. Oh, yeah. I mean, I was a personal trainer for a long time. I was completely burnt out doing personal training and just bored with it and just exhausted for years while I was doing it. You know, I mean, I've always liked fitness, but I've liked more stuff than fitness. I'm realizing more and more now how much like my other interests. So, you know, fitness is just one aspect. Exercise and health is one aspect of it. But I'm really much more into mindset. I'm much more into, you know, marketing, business, and different types of content creation. In addition to, of course, exercise and fitness and the 7 pillars and everything that we talk about, you know, in terms of that from like the, okay, let me do these things. Let me implement these aspects in my life. But sure, absolutely. That's why I have so much context on feeling lost or exhausted. I feel that all the time. Absolutely. You still have those periods. Everyone has that. Those are like low moods too. So you have to really, the more you learn about yourself, you know when you have like a pit, you know when you have not a depression, but a low mood situation, or you have a situation where you're just kind of getting in your own head, or you just, you know, sometimes you might feel like everything's going against you, but you're really just dehydrated. You're really just dehydrated, or you're exhausted, or you're tired, and you think, oh, everything's against me, everything's the worst, and nothing's going well, but you just need to eat, right? Or you just need a good workout, or you just need some more sleep or something. So you have to kind of learn how you work. Some people go through different periods. Of course, some people suffer from legit depression, but a lot of people are just kind of getting in their own head and over-analyzing things. So it depends. But sure. I was going to watch The Bacon Saved My Life. Yeah, I made one episode of that show. What, Bacon Matters 001? Bacon Matters. Bacon Matters. Bacon Matters. And then I did Bacon Matters 001. I never did again. Never did again. Never did again. How am I coming through? How's my sound? How's my sound? How am I coming through? Fucking with the audio a little bit. A couple of the dials got tweaked, so hopefully the sound's coming through solid. Ana Luisa Gajola. My neighbor had a baby shower last night, and there were 20 people outside our house. We live in apartments and share the whole patio area. No one had masks, and there were a bunch of kids, too. Nice. Nice. Very good.
That's fucking bullshit.
That's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. And sell a bag of nuts for the holidays. Oh, there's a lot of... I have so many ideas. We got to put them all out. Said just a bag of nuts. I had a bag of salt, just like salty nuts. Hey, buy your bag of salty nuts. Just sending everyone some almonds. Just extra salty nuts. My bag of nuts. YouTube is too busy deciding which mukbang channel to promote next. You remember we thought about that? Remember we thought about like a couple months ago? Like, what if I just created a mukbang channel just to troll and just to do it anyway? Just to do it. You know, don't put my name in it. Don't even really show my face. Just do it. Like on the DL, we all know it's me. Just to see, okay, how fast would this grow? If I really just make an ASMR beard stroking channel or an eating channel, I'm like, this is going to pass all my other channels in a year. I bet you that would absolutely destroy my other channels. I bet that would destroy my channels. YouTube loves leftist content. Papa is right a lot, so YouTube doesn't like his shit. Is right? You mean is right, or I'm on the right? I don't look at myself. I don't like the whole left versus right thing. I know a lot of people think I'm hardcore conservative because I wear a flag or I wear a bandana or I have American flags. It depends on the issue. It depends on the issue. It depends on the situation. Although being on the left is pretty synonymous with being a fucking lunatic right now. So I try to distance myself from all that shit in a big way. God, there's some crazy stuff that I was going to be covering for Red, White, and Swole. There are a lot of crazy videos like those cops that got shot, and people are chanting outside the hospital, hoping that they die. Like, there's some fucked up shit People are legit psychopaths right now. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Well, YouTube is definitely stifling a lot of shit, for sure. But they always have. They always have. It's just more obvious now. It's just much more obvious now. Right is incorrect and definitely now on the extreme left. Well, I mean, I think really what we talk about here on the podcast all the time, my content, I'm really not trying to be super controversial. I just feel like a lot of this stuff is such common sense. When we're talking about the 7 pillars, I'll bring them up on the screen. Like when it's just like basics, like I'm not talking about anything crazy here. The 7 pillars are just there. You're not going to be able to argue those things, that those 7 pillars are not essential to have success. And what your 7 pillars look like what your exact nutrition looks like, that needs to be customized. But there isn't just one right answer, period, for a lot of these things. There are those shades. But then you have a lot of these people that try to go to this extreme to justify obesity or to justify their extreme beliefs. And just because they have an opinion, and this is a big deal, just because someone has an opinion doesn't make them right. And we've lost the context or the contrast or the comparison. And we've conflated the idea that, okay, you have an opinion. That doesn't mean you're right. That doesn't mean you're right. If you have an opinion for no reason, you're just spouting bullshit. It doesn't mean I can't push back on it, right? If you're going to be preaching that obesity should be an asterisk, obesity doesn't mean anything, obesity is not evil, you could be healthy at every size, that's your opinion. I'm going to push back on it because it's not fucking real. You're living in a land of make-believe where when you're morbidly obese, it's not going to make your life worse. It's going to be fine. How is that going to be fine? How is that going to work out for you? Legit. How is that going to work out for you? It's not going to work out well. It's not going to work out well. So just because you have an opinion, you have a right to your opinion, but it doesn't make you correct. It doesn't mean that your opinion is sacred and anyone that disagrees with you is the enemy. And everyone that disagrees with you is evil and violent, and you have to protect yourself from those evil words. Get the fuck out of here. It's fucking bullshit.
Fucking bullshit.
It's fucking bullshit. What's up, Phil? The problem is if you aren't full-on woke left, then you are, quote, right-leaning. There is no middle for us normal humans. Well, I mean, someone can look at what I say on Red, White, and Swole or here. You can have any opinion of me you want. The reason why I say the stuff that I do, it's because I know what my intent is, I know what I believe, and I know what we're all about here. I know what the Swole fam's about, so I'm not trying to worry about nitpicking and, I'm not trying to say things that are going to, I guess, rub everyone's taint. I'm speaking my opinions, and whether or not people agree, they're welcome to it. And of course, a lot of people don't agree, and that's totally fine too. I just say things in my way, the way I like to. It's all good. It's all good. Get over it. Get over it. Stop being a biche. Stop being a boosh. Or you'll end up like Dainty Magooch. Yeah. Let's see. Papa Swolio, have you ever heard of grass-fed beef corn finished? Sure. And if yes, do you think that's still a better option than only corn-fed? Yes, but you really don't get all the benefits if you're getting grass-fed. What you want to look for is 100% grass-fed and grass-finished. So if you see something that says 100% grass-fed, that means it was grass-fed and grass-finished. If you see something that you say, oh, grass-fed beef, oh, it's $4.99 a pound. Look on the back. If it doesn't say 100% grass-fed, or if it doesn't say grass-fed or grass-finished, then the end of the animal's life, they fed it corn and grain and soy, and a lot of that destroys all the health profiles that the animal obtains from eating a real fucking diet, eating grass. So it does destroy a lot of the benefits of the cow eating or the animal eating grass its entire life. So you definitely want grass-fed and grass-finished. Is it better? It's definitely an improvement, I would say. But, I mean, you're not going to get all the benefits of getting 100% grass-fed or grass-finished. Does anyone else have anyone else doing the same thing? Do you look on the back of the packages? What's your experience on that? I mean, I notice a difference. And it depends on what you have access to. So, it's really hard. I'm not trying to, and when I talk about food and grass-fed beef, I've had people mention in the comments, and I get it. I'm not trying to sit here, well, grass-fed ribeyes. I know not everyone can have grass-fed ribeyes all the time. I don't even eat grass-fed ribeyes all the time. I like my pastured eggs. I like my bacon. I like food. I don't eat a lot of vegetables. Vegetables seem to fuck me up more and more. I've noticed that yesterday we had some asparagus. And does anyone else have, and I had to Google it because it was just really bothering me. I remember Mama Swolio made some onions and spinach and stuff the other day. And then we had asparagus, but my tongue just burning like fucking crazy, like bad. And from the oxalic acid, apparently I think asparagus has the same thing. A lot of vegetables do, but the spinach too really like irritates my tongue. So I'm not sure if it's also irritating and fucking me up in other ways because I never really feel great after having it. I never really feel excellent after eating. I never like, oh wow, I feel so awesome after having the veggies and shit. But it was really burning the fuck out of my tongue, and I'm over it because I felt like, honestly, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, I felt like shit all day. I felt like shit all day, like dragging fucking ass. Seriously, today I felt like I've been dragging ass. You know what I also did too? Did anyone see the Swolenormous audio experience? I don't think it's synced up. I posted it. I don't know if Apple Podcasts, I don't know if they're not sharing that with people anymore. I did a little Swolenormous audio experience and I don't see that syncing up anywhere. So I don't know if they maybe you all can check your Apple Podcasts and stuff, but it doesn't seem like anyone's listening to it. I don't know why it's not syncing, but I did one today. So maybe that podcast is dead. They're not going to sync it anymore because it doesn't seem like it's not showing up on my Apple Podcast. Yeah, I did the same way that I always do. All right, whatever. Maybe I'll stop doing that podcast. Fuck you. God damn it. I can't even get my content up, fam. I can't even get my normal content up. What is going on here? What is going on here? Do you have asparagus pea? Oh yeah, I've gotten that for sure. I think it's because you don't convert. Oh, there's something in asparagus. Let's see here. Mary, according to one of the farmers at my farmer's market, they said that even, quote, 100% grass-fed, grass-finished cow could have eaten corn. The stalks and leaves are technically considered grass. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of loopholes like that. Point is, you want to get as much grass and hay and all that stuff as possible. Because, what they have to do is in the wintertime, they have to feed the cows grass and stuff that they harvest during the summer months. So, again, like I've said with all this food, you really need to understand that these companies are going to abide by the law, but also do the best that they can to maximize their profit while they're abiding by the laws. And that's why when you have, all these regulations, the FDA and maybe organic food, okay, you have those laws, you have those regulations, but then what kind of loopholes and how can you go around these things and still technically mean this so you're not legally liable? I mean, of course, if you want to be shady, you could be shady. Pedro, 100% grass-fed and prefer grass-finished, but can definitely tell. Had some brisket recently, and it was amazing. Good for you. Citrine, I feel, quote, bad, Papa, not eating veggies, but I get messed up after. I mean, I like asparagus, and I keep on forgetting whenever I eat it. I'm like, why is my tongue burning? I'm like, oh, fuck, that's right. I love the taste of asparagus. I love that shit. But I'm not really liking, I don't know. I mean, I do get my fiber and I do get my nutrients. I eat a ton of berries, but I don't like a lot of those. I'm not finding that when I'm eating veggies, it just feels like it makes me sluggish and bloated. Probably polyphenols, no other compounds on top of oxalates with those strong veggies. Maybe switch to carrots. I hate carrots. I don't like the taste at all. Little just crunchy. Ugh. Me too, Josh. I'm more of a fruits over veggies guy. Me too. Meat and fruit for me. But yeah, I felt like crap all day today. Like really sluggish. I was on the porch a little bit trying to get amped up. I did my mobility. I did my meditation. I just, I did my thing, but I definitely, I wasn't a 10 today. I wasn't a 10. I was really looking forward to having a smash session today, but I'm going to start tomorrow, right? Just did not like it. Did not feel good. So no veggies for me tonight. Fuck that shit. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. And I'm not downplaying vegetables. I'm not saying don't eat your vegetables. Vegetables are the enemy. But again, do an elimination diet. Like if you're eating something and it doesn't feel well, maybe there's some other things, right? Maybe there's some other things there. And it could be certain types of veggies. So I know some of you have issues with specific types of vegetables, not all vegetables. Like Brussels sprouts jack me up. And the thing is, I like it. Mama Swolio she crushes vegetables. She'll make roasted broccoli or spinach or asparagus. It's great. But, it's not the kind of thing that I almost feel like I'm eating it. It's not something that my body is, ooh, vegetables. Here's my power food. It's more like, it hurts my tongue and I feel like it's taking up space in my body. Does that make sense? I feel like it's taking up space where nutrients can go. And again, I'm not saying I don't eat vegetables. I'm not hating on vegetables. I eat lots of fruit and I love fruit. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. I fucking love it. I'll eat a pound or two and I love it. I love them. I love frozen fruit. I use that. That's my treat. And I have dark chocolate. That's like my thing after a meal or if I want a snack or something. But I love that after a meal. I love a bowl of fruit. I just don't. Oh my God. What's up, Marie? What's the difference between the segment Balls Deep and Swole Fam in the pillar section? The segments on the side are the progression through the show. So we're doing Swole Fam throughout the entire show, though. So you have just the tip, you have the knowledge cock, and then balls deep. So when we go through on the regular, except for the Ask Papa Swolio Live, we just jump right into Q&A. On the left side, that's just showing the progression through the show. So you know if you're in the middle of the show, if you're towards the end of the show, and usually gets more and more intense and juicy. It gets more deep as we go on. Let's see here. Super Jen, I've been eating egg whites and avocado for my first meal. I love avocado. I love avocado. I think actually I'm having some avocado tonight. I think Mama Swolio mentioned avocado tonight. Tonight was going to be some eggs, bacon, avocado. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I just checked the Swolenormous audio experience. I don't think the podcast synced. I don't know. I don't see it on my end. I don't see it on my end. I don't know why. I uploaded it. I did everything the way I normally do. If there's any kind of, I don't know. I don't know what I need to do to fix that. The only thing I haven't done is just upload in like a month. 2 months? 2 months. I upload the same way as I always do. Maybe it's just not going to sync for a while. I don't know. Bummer. Bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Good for you, Justin. I brought my yoga mat and blocks and strap with me to my hotel. Yeah. It's because yo dedicated, motherfucker. Yo dedicated. Getting it done. Pedro, let's see what we got here. Do you believe most people underplay quality breathing? Underplay? When do you prefer to inhale, exhale during repetitions? You mean underplay or underfocus on it? Well, most people don't know how to breathe properly anyway. I like exhaling when I'm producing the force, usually during the concentric movement. For example, if I'm like lifting, you breathe out, tightening up all your respiratory muscles, your core muscles, usually just standard. I think most people don't focus enough on their breath and breathe properly in and out through their nose. And most people don't breathe properly, period. So I'm not sure if that answers your question fully, but you can follow up with that too. Burp coming. There you go. Ah, very nice. Very nice. Papa Swolio, how long do muscles stay warmed up? If I do a swollen 7 at 5 in the morning, but don't start work till 6, will they be cooled down? Oh yeah, for sure. Or should I try doing the warm up closer? Of course. Yeah, you start work, you mean your workout or you start to work? I mean, here's the thing. I like doing mobility first thing in the morning. So it depends on what your purpose is. If you're doing a warm up for a workout, you should go right into your workout. But if you're warming up, like I like to decompress, I like to do a dead hang first thing in the morning. I like to do my twisting, my bending. I do like a little fundamental 10, 20 minute little mobility. I don't really put any, thank you very much. A 6, Jesus Christ. You fucking savages. 7.5, 9, 8 or 9 if it was at the mic. I appreciate it. Respect. 6.5, Josh. French today, apparently. Got a lot of Frenchies in the, all right. Tough. Oh my goodness. All right. It's a rough day. All right. I'll bring the bass tomorrow. Your actual job. Okay. So yeah, I think it's great to do it. I think as long as you're doing it, Mike, as long as you're doing it. So if you're not doing it for a workout, I think it's great to decompress and to mobilize and get everything going first thing in the morning because you're moving, you're bending, you're twisting. It's great to get your mobility in first thing. So, I mean, it depends on what kind of job if you have a very physical job, maybe you want to do it closer to when you go, but I think whatever feels good for you. If you're doing it for like a job, I would just, as long as you're doing it, as long as you're doing it, I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's a great way to like wake your body up though. If you like it first thing, then just fucking do it first thing. But I mean, if you're, let's say, warming up at 6 and you're training at 7, it's like, well, that's an hour. Because there's a couple different types of warming up. There's the general warm up where you get your heart rate up, you kind of get your body primed for it, your sympathetic nervous system's turning on, the blood's getting pumped to the muscles, your body's like, all right, we're ready to do it, ready to fucking do it. There are some people that believe that you shouldn't really warm up. I kind of like doing a little bit of both. I mean, there's some people that believe you shouldn't really warm up because if you were in the jungle and a tiger popped out of nowhere, you wouldn't be able to warm up and stretch before you ran. But at the same time, if you're a tribe in the jungle, you're always moving anyway. You don't have a lot of the niceties and you don't have a lot of the comforts of like a first world country like the United States. You're not sitting on your couch watching Netflix and then walking in the jungle. Oh shit, a tiger. You're always mobile. You're always squatting all the time. You're always climbing and stepping. You're very mobile anyway. So you're kind of already you're in tune with nature. You're kind of always turned on a little bit, right? Because you're always in imminent danger, essentially, even if you don't have a tiger in your field of vision. So you can't really compare it to someone who lives in the jungle. It's like, well, that person's not you. Of course, if you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix for 20 hours, yeah, you got to stretch a little bit before you move because you've just been in a prison for the last day. But if you're always outside and always moving, you're a little bit more primed and a little bit, you don't have the same types of compensations and shit like that. And you're kind of always on edge. If you're in the jungle and you're in the woods, you're always aware that there's something, your senses are heightened. We're just very removed from that. We're very removed from all that situation. Mary, any tips for insomnia? I can't fall asleep for hours. Last night, I literally laid in bed with my eyes closed from 9:30 to midnight. Are you having caffeine in the evening? Are you having caffeine close to when you go to sleep? When are you eating? Are you eating enough food? What time are you getting up? Maybe it would be beneficial to reset with some melatonin. Maybe you could have some tea, like a nighttime routine, some meditation, some yoga at night. Sometimes people need something like sometimes a spoonful of like raw honey can help. Maybe sometimes some people have issues with sleeping through the night because you actually have like a sugar dump in the middle of the night and your brain actually gets some glucose and you wake up or you have inconsistent sleep. So people that don't have quality sleep sometimes need some slow digesting carbs sometimes. There's all these little hacks that you can find out about, but it depends on what's causing the insomnia. Usually it's not without a trigger. What about light in your room? Is it cold enough? Do you have it cold? Do you have it completely dark? Are there lights going on everywhere? Do you have a lot of EMFs? Do you have like tons of like cell phones on? Do you look at your screen? Do you look at your phone late at night? Are you watching TV at night? I like reading before bed. I always read before bed. Every night I read. There's a lot of different, I'm just throwing a lot of stuff out there so you can converse. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Yeah, there you go. Blocking blue light. Blue light glasses help a lot. These aren't doing that, but these help a lot. And the ones I have, I don't wear them but these are, for example, glasses like these at night are great. And also things like the Himalayan salt lamps are changing your bulbs to red. We just have red bulbs around the house at night. Ellen, Papa Swolio, when doing intermittent fasting, if I know I'm going to have a late dinner after 9 normal window cutoff, can I just extend and take an hour off my window the next day? It's not that. It's not that like strict. Sure. I mean, don't worry if you're not like, what's your window? Like an 18.6 or something? If you're an hour off, like your body doesn't know the difference. Legit does not. That's the thing. It's not like your body knows what time it is per se. I mean, your body definitely doesn't know what time it is anymore because we don't live with the clock. If you're in the woods and you are actually in nature, your body resets really fast. If you go camping for a few days, your body resets to the circadian rhythm. But because we're always, getting banged with blue light, like your whole circadian rhythm is off. Like it's 9 o'clock right now and there's lights here and, it should be campfire, right? It should be campfire or a candle tuning down or toning down. A lot of people start movies at 9 o'clock, or you have like your favorite show comes on at 9, or you're just getting home from work at 9 or 10. So there's a lot of different things when it comes to your eating routine, but a time restricted eating window. But if it fluctuates for like a 9, like a half an hour, it's not like, oh my God, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah, a 16-8 for me is barely intermittent fasting. 16-8 is just skipping breakfast. You're just not eating earlier in the day. You're eating from what, 2 to 10 p.m. You're just eating a late lunch. That's it. So that's like the loosest, the most loose form of intermittent fasting. I don't even like calling that intermittent fasting. It just seems like, I'm just eating within 8 years. It's a time restricted eating window. But yeah, there you go. That's fine. You'll be all right. You'll be fine. In other words, don't beat yourself up. Oh my God, I ruined it. Oh my, I'm not getting the results, or I'm not gonna be. Don't worry, you'll be fine, right? Bum 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 bum. Let's see here. Oh, love crush beauty. My insomnia is stress and worries. Probably requires a different kind of help. Are you meditating? This time in our society and in our lives, we just really have to we really just have to focus big time on brain gains and making sure that our self-care is really on point. I mean, that's something that I've been paying attention to a lot, that we all really have to keep on coming back to. Like, self-care is so important. And that's what I've been doing a lot. A lot of the things that I've been doing in terms of like the kind of content I'm creating, like I've been shifting from a lot of stuff. There's just so many, I don't know. There's so many things. I feel like right now there's so much noise. There's so much noise, more than there ever has been before. And I'm so deep in the content game that it's really hard for me to, it's been really hard for me to focus on things aside from doing the podcast and, making sure that we're still crushing it here. Cause this is always the most important piece of content that I do every day is the podcast. And tomorrow, of course, we're going to be earlier, and the podcast will start getting earlier and earlier. I know I've said that before, but we're going to be shifting the time frame for the podcast ideally to earlier in the day. But there's just so much, every platform kind of seems dead to me. I really feel like there's just pure distraction. Most of the content that people are creating is just trash. It's just stuff that's just not really, the trash gets the most attention. The trashy content, the trashy topics, the shit that actually helps people barely gets any looks, barely gets any distribution, barely gets any attention, on so many different levels. So I have a feeling like people are just kind of tapped out with the bullshit. But I don't know. It seems like no one's stopping that anytime soon. Papa, you should make a Tumblr. I have never used Tumblr in my life. I have never used Tumblr once. I didn't even know it still existed, to be honest. I know some of the posts I share from Tumblr, but I don't pull them. So I have never used Tumblr. If anything, I may have like loaded it up. I might have like 20 years ago or something. I don't know. I don't even know what Tumblr is. I guess people still use it. I guess people still use it. Never use it. Is anyone even on? I think people are still on Tumblr. Some of the posts and some of the things I've done for Extra Thirsty and NOC and stuff are from Tumblr, or I've been told. Are you sure it's strict? Tumblr's censorship is strict. The shit that I've been shared from via Tumblr sounds like it's pretty fucking woke over there. Seems like it's pretty fucking woke. The shit that I've seen over there, it doesn't seem like they're censoring anything. Virtual Swole doing a Swolga live. We'll see. Calling out poor posture. It's funny. What the fuck is Tumblr? No one knows. No one knows. I appreciate you too, Ren. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Aw, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Tumblr is full of SJWs. I think everything is full. I think everything is full of SJWs. I don't think that's particularly reserved for. I don't think that's particularly reserved for Tumblr. I don't think so. I think that is that's plenty everywhere. Tumblr is the matrix. Oh my god. Yeah, people still use Snapchat? I haven't used Snapchat in months. I haven't even loaded it up. Yeah, I've actually barely used social media lately. I find every single time I open them up, I really don't have a lot of interest in doing anything on them. It's weird. And it's not weird, but I'm not romantic when it comes to any. We talk about this on the Swolenormous Procast. I'm not romantic to any platform. You know, if a platform's doing well, or there's attention there, or there's not attention there. But it's weird. It's like I just don't find the usability. I don't find any personal benefit from using a lot of these apps anymore. Just for me, I used to open it up. I used to scroll. I used to post and do a lot of things, but you know, from my own personal standpoint, but I just haven't lately. I haven't used Snapchat. Not Snapchat. I haven't posted on TikTok like in a week for the first time in a year. Just kind of over it. I don't know, kind of over it. I'm still wondering what's going to happen with TikTok, because that's coming up on the decision date for what's going to happen with TikTok. I still don't know exactly what's going to happen. Oops. Hiccups. But the most important thing is that we're able to still come here on the Mancast and crush it every day. So as long as we're still doing this, as long as we're still able to do this and we're still putting it down, that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. As long as we're able to do our shit, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I am fine with it. So anyway, we'll still crush it here every day. I'm frustrated. That my thing won't show up. Why won't my podcast sync? Why won't my podcast? Oh well. Farewell audio experience. Maybe you're dead. Maybe the audio experience is. Maybe it's no more. We'll see if it syncs later. Maybe I'll submit a ticket or something. That's never happened before. That's what she said. That's never happened before. It's so frustrating. Just a reminder, fam, tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, tomorrow, live in the private Facebook group, we will go live and we'll smash you all with some new releases. We'll talk shop. We'll be back on the game. Well, we're on the game right now, but tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. I like the soothing sounds of Papa while I'm driving down the road on the audio experience. Damn it. I want the audio experience back. I don't know why they won't let me have it. Why won't they let me have The audio experience. No podcast recording? No, what do you mean no pod? No, with this? No, the Daily Swole will be fine. The Daily Swole's fine. That's up there. I mean, the other podcasts. I have 3 podcasts. We got the Procast, the full Procast sessions, and that will be available on audio soon. I've been slacking on that. I still haven't gotten all the episodes up. We got a bunch of them, so just want to make sure they're up. But the Swolenormous audio experience, I don't update that enough. And today I got inspired. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start posting these again, and now it's not syncing. I did one earlier. It was a couple minutes long. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Let's see, Papa Swolio. I've been doing yoga daily, and I also do regular cardio and strength training. Recently, I have found my lower back being more sensitive. What would you suggest for release and relief? I don't know what that means. Your lower back being more sensitive. It could be glute activation. Like, what do you mean? Lower back being more sensitive. It could be glute activation. It could be something, depends on what's causing it. I mean, it depends on where you're feeling tight. What does sensitive mean? The thing with the lower back is that a lot of times compensations and muscle imbalances around the lower back cause the tension and cause like the effect of, okay, my lower back feels tight or my lower back bothers me. And that's because of an excessive lordotic curve, because you have an anterior pelvic tilt, because your hip flexors are tight, or your hamstrings are really stiff, or your glutes aren't firing properly, or your core stabilizers aren't locked in, or your lats are tight. So it could be from a couple different, it could be coming from a different place. Let's see here. My lower back feels more twitchy. More twitchy, huh? And hurts a bit more when doing wheel pose, for instance. Feels more twitchy. That's hard to say. Are you getting spasms and cramps and cramps? Are you getting cramps? Maybe you have a magnesium deficiency. Maybe you're missing some electrolytes like that. Do you feel like you're cramping or spasming? I mean, there's a lot of like muscles that that attach onto the thoracolumbar fascia. There's a lot of muscles, your quadratus lumborum. You could also get into the lats on the sides. You can get into your psoas muscles on the front. I mean, there's a lot of things that go deep. Well, good thing you got new brain gains all the time. So there's more all the time. You can't burn through the brain gains. There's new ones all the time. You can repeat them. Get more all the time. We'll get more up there too. New releases tomorrow. Consistency is everything, right? Pillar number 7, fam. Pillar number 7. Doing it every day. Every day. Every day. It's so hard to answer those questions where it's like, oh, my back feels tight. It's like, shit. Being here in front of a microphone around the world, it's like, well, how am I going to help you on this one? 32. I don't know if that's considered young or old here. 32. That's young. That's young. That's young. I love all this talk of meditation and brain gains in the comments. I like it. I like it. I like it. You're all crushing it. Yeah, do you wear heels a lot, Allison? Do you wear heels a lot? It's really hard to counterbalance if you wear heels often. I just need a little bit more context instead of, oh, hey, my back feels a little twitchy. It's vague. It's hard to say. Hard for me to give you something more detailed than that. All right. So, again, tomorrow at 12, tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, we have our accountability meeting. Monday, September the 14th, tomorrow. And of course, I will be Swole texting you before we go live. We do have the Swole card, 7 pillars. So for those of you that drop that hashtag, we're going to give this away right now. We had some good Q&A. Excellent. And I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday evening. Today is a chill sesh. We had some good questions, but of course, every Sunday is Ask Papa Swolio Live. Let's give away the Swole card, and we will reconvene tomorrow with some more fire. Let's get this fucking party started. Dun, dun, dun. 7 pillars, 8 pillars, 9 pillars, 7 pillars. Someone else put 4 pillars. No, 7 pillars. Scrolling, a couple people did. No one put it. One more time, no one put it. No one wrote it. Scrolling down, scrolling back up. It's one of those days where I didn't show the card enough, so no one knew when to push it. Scrolling back up, all the way up to the top. No, didn't see it again. See the backflip question again. All right, nothing again. Hashtag, I'll take any hashtag, I'll take it. I'm coming down to the new posts. Drop that hashtag 7 pillars. I'm coming back to it. Marissa, congratulations. There we go. See, sometimes I can't catch it. Sometimes I can't catch it unless I have to go to the new one. So it's always good. You never know. You never know if I'm gonna have to come back and come down to the most recent posts. I didn't show the 7 pillars card enough. So congratulations, Marissa. Everyone say congratulations. Congratulations. It was fair. Stop whining. Tomorrow,
stop whining.
Of course, we got the Swole Fam card for $15.92 for the accountability meeting. So that's going to be fire. Tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. But Marissa sent us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card $15.91, the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email will get you that card. So congratulations, Marissa. Congratulations. A little more applause there. Hey, yeah, second card. Nice. And you absolutely can win more than once. You can absolutely win more than once. You can win more than once, but you gotta pay to play. No, you gotta show up to play. You gotta show up. So make sure you turn those notification bells on, and make sure you do that with all the YouTube channels. So we got the Papa Swolio channel, we got the Swolenormous Pro channel, and there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff that, of course, I've been posting, a lot of stuff I have yet to post. And like I mentioned, this is kind of, September is a little bit of a restructuring month. It's a little bit of a reformulating and, a reanalysis. So a lot of stuff has kind of been shuffled around and, refocusing on different aspects of content and where the focus will be for the remaining quarter of 2020, because this year has been a fucking hot mess, hasn't it? But we're coming up on fuck your resolutions. And of course, a lot of people are eager for 2020 to be over, but technically every single day is your chance to start your new year, right? Every single day is your chance to start your new year. So you don't have to wait for January 1st. You don't even have to wait for tomorrow. You can start right now. So this is like one of those things where it's kind of like one of those just sayings like, oh, well, that's easy for you to say. Oh, that's just a phrase that someone says, or it's easy to, yeah, I mean, they are just words or cliches. Understand that cliches are cliches, but aren't they cliches for a reason? Maybe they are sayings and cliches for a reason. Just because it's a common saying doesn't mean that it's not correct, right? Just because, just because it's something that people say doesn't mean it's not true. So it's easy to write these things off as, oh, that's just something that someone says. That's bullshit. It's still true. It's still true. You just got to do it. You got to do what needs to be done, right? You got to do what needs to be done. And what needs to be done every single day. So the question is, are you stepping up? Are you going to step up and make it happen? Are you going to step up and get that shit done? So that's the deal. That's the dealio. Matthew, I do what needs to be done today. Good man. Good man. That's why I don't do resolutions. Let's see. All right. Any last comments? Anything in closing? Anyone, you got something in closing? Any other thoughts? Anything else that is on your mind in closing with today's episode? Any other thoughts? Any other thoughts? Any other questions? Last chance. So a reminder, just want to wrap this up one more time. Tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, accountability meeting, Monday, September 14th. That is tomorrow. So make sure you are ready for that. And yeah, go make some fucking gains. Would you consider reviewing Flav City with Bobby Parrish videos? I have no idea what the fuck you just said. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of that in my life. I don't know who or what that is. I know nothing about what you just said. Would I consider reviewing? Probably not. I don't necessarily do reviews like that, but I don't know who that is. No clue. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the question. And that was one of the last questions. Oh, Papa, you're amazing. You're amazing, Jen. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Look it up, Papa? No, thank you. No, I won't look it up. It would be cool. Oh, I'm glad you'd think so. Nah, I'm not going to look up. I don't want to look it up. I got other stuff to do. I don't know who that is. It's like, you should look it up. No, I won't. No, it's okay. If it comes across my radar, but I haven't heard of that one in particular. Joe just noticed the nips in the background. That's been there for a while. I've had nips on the board for a while. Oh, thank you, Rod. I love how at the end of the episode, everyone just comes out of the woodwork. Thank you, Rod. You helped me lose 110 pounds and gain muscle. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. Excellent. That's fucking that's amazing. Oh, well, I tried. You did try. It's always worth trying. Hey, if you don't try, you don't succeed. So thank you, Maria. I appreciate the question. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 1509 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. And I will see you tomorrow for 1592. Peace, McGeese, Deuce, Magoose, ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, chill. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element. No,